Hey there, this is Darren. I got a video challenge for you if you're game to join me. 77-day Your Journey video challenge. All right, so what is this? Is this for you? I don't know. Are you serious about your own transformation? Because this is about your transformation and helping other people with their transformation. So I did a lot with my home studio, and I felt like I was inspiring people, I was showing people. But one of my personal, let's say, brand that I want to do is I want to live a life worth watching. It's a series from my church that I think is an awesome idea. Like, what are you doing? What's that struggle? Share your struggle. So I'm here at the Westin at Lake Las Vegas, and there's a reason I'm here. And there's a reason I'm doing this, and there's a reason I'm doing it today. I think that Mark Brown always says it's your story, but it's for us. So I challenge you to work with me, follow me, watch the videos, see what it means to you personally. Even more so, I'd love you to do a video a day, a Facebook Live a day for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, but I want you to share about what a lesson you've learned along the way, a new lesson you've relearned, something that was transformational in your life, a game changer in your life. So this, again, I'm going back, I'm going deeper on this. So, hey, Jana Camp, how are you? John Hale. So here's what I'm doing. This is a movie script that took me 7 years to write. So here's what this means, and here's part of what's keeping me going and why I'm doing this. Here's the thing. And I know I'm saying here's all of it because this isn't scripted, but I have a few different things I want to get across. So number one, Jia Jiang. So Jia Jiang gave an amazing TEDx talk. He gave a keynote speech at 2019 NSA and Toastmasters convention. And he did 100 days of rejection. He came up with these crazy, ridiculous things that was going to make him rejection proof. That he just intentionally came up with things to be rejected. Like, one of them was he was going to ask a police officer to drive his car. Another one, he was going to go to a stranger's house and ask if he could play soccer in their backyard. He didn't even play soccer. But anyway, go check out his TEDx talk. It's awesome. And that's just the tip of it. But anyway, so I thought about this. And with this script, it took me 7 years to write. Because I was doing it every Sunday, and I was actually doing it every Sunday sitting right there on one of those couches in one of my favorite places in Las Vegas, looking out over Lake Las Vegas. So I was doing it once a week. I would come here on Sundays, which is nice. So first, Jia Jiang inspired me with his rejection. So I'm going to do a daily video, and one of my old, I know this is random, follow along, pay attention. One of my old principles was 17 minutes a day towards your dream. If you are serious, if you're a motivational speaker and expert, hey, Marilyn Sherman, this is a little Marilyn Sherman-esque, if you will. But if I can't make 17 minutes of progress a day towards my dream, then I'm full of crap. I shouldn't be on stage trying to motivate other people. So even though I did some inspiring things before, I realized I need to get back to it. I need to be consistent. So I heard this random ad today. I couldn't even tell you what it's about, but this random ad that said, progress is perfection. So I didn't create that. It's just from an ad, but I loved it. That true perfection is actually progress, if we're making progress. So I had an old adage I did a few years ago, 17 minutes towards your dream. And I thought about, so the reason I finished the movie script is because Patricia Fripp held reality up in my face and everybody else's faces who was watching her speech a couple years ago at our last Lady and the Champs. And she says, tell me what you say you want. Show me 1 week of your life, and you and I will both know if you'll ever achieve it. And when you think about that, she's saying, look at your habits. Are your habits getting you closer? If we looked at 1 week of your life, you're really ever going to get there. And so that's why I said, you know what? I had written 88 pages of a 120-page script over like 7 years. because it was random and I wasn't consistent. So in 2018, I think it was, I said, that's it. I'm done every day. I'm going to do this, inspired by Patricia's quote. And so I followed through on it. I went to my every day, I went to the pool near my house in my community. And I was like, forget once a week. I got to do this every day to really get there. So I finished the script, and then I didn't want to be rejected. I didn't want to. So I called my friend, a mentor, who had one of his books turned into a Universal Studios movie. So this is a story, my story, that I've always dreamed of turning into a movie. So it was a big dream, and I thank Mike Rayburn for this, because Marilyn, you were there. You were there when we were at BJ's, and he had just moved here to town. And I remember Mike going around the room. Marilyn, I don't even remember what you said, but he went around our little booth there at BJ's, and he said, what's your crazy, ridiculous dream? And I remember sheepishly saying, well, you know, I started stand-up in 92, and in 1993, Rudy Rudiger's movie, Rudy, inspired me, and that movie kept me moving. That was the hope that I clung on to. And so I said, well, what if I kind of had this little crazy dream of having my story that I tell on stage all the time turned into a movie. And then I followed it up with, but who am I to have a movie created about me? And Mike slammed his hands on the table. He got right in my face, and he goes, who are you not to? I remember I was intimidated. And he set something in motion. Rudy. He set something in motion that day. And honestly, I've had a mega hiccup where I finished the script, but I didn't get out there and sell it. So my friend Jim Stovall, who had mentored me and had his movie turned into, his book turned into a movie, I asked him for advice, and he said, look, you've got to get your script in the hands of 100 people in Hollywood to have 5 conversations to maybe have 1 or 2. So not only do you got to talk to tons of people, but you got to get it in the hands of the right producers, the right people who are of influence in Hollywood. So I'll tell more of the story as I go along in the next few days, but Jia, okay, I'm in. I'm going to get rejected every day, and I'm going to have a little rejection report. So I'm going to do my Facebook Lives in the morning. I'm choosing 8:17 a.m. before my regular day starts, so it doesn't get in my way of doing the Facebook Lives. And I'm going to talk about what I did that day to make 17 minutes of progress towards my dream. And then later in the day, I'll update you on rejections. So I've had many rejections. I've invited Stephen Furtick to be on our podcast 2 or 3 times, and I keep getting rejected. But I got to up my rejection game if I want to up my success game. I remember my mentors telling me, you got to double your failure rate. And that's what I got to triple my rejection rate. So I'll do little rejection reports each day too. So far, when I look back at my spreadsheet, I've tried to reach out to 19 people, and I've got the script in the hands of 5 people in Hollywood. But I need to now just go crazy and do it. So I'm going to keep reporting in on getting this script into the hands of people in Hollywood. And this is going to be the up your rejection game. Yes, up yours. That's funny, Marilyn. Thank you. What's cool about this, too, is that this will be the only true life movie in over a decade that has a sequel. Because I've already started writing the second script, which is about this journey on trying to get it made. So I was inspired again by Rudy on how he had his movie made. Anyway, I know I'm kind of rambling. So Jia, I need to get rejected. I got to up my rejection game, and I'm going to do rejection reports each day to tell people how many I've reached out to, how many I got rejected by. But in the morning, I'm going to do my Facebook Lives, 8:17, 17 minutes towards your dream, and what I did for research. Thank you, Marilyn Sherman. You're true to your brand. You're awesome. I love having you in my life and in my front row. And I love being in your front row. So, Patricia Fripp, thank you for that quote. I've kind of been a slacker lately, but I'm doing this to keep myself accountable as well, because I know people like Marilyn are going to call me out on my crap. It's like, oh yeah, nice, really? Did you do one today? So I want to be called on it because that's what's going to keep me moving forward. So if you're up for it, the 77-day challenge, why 77? Great question. Thanks for asking. 77 days. It took me 77 days from when I won my regional speech contest back in 2001 to create a whole new speech and delivering it and winning the world championship. So it took 77 days to literally, it didn't just transform and create a speech. It transformed how I lived, how I looked at speaking. So I'm asking you, if you're watching this or watching the replay, join me in a 77-day Your Journey Challenge. Talk about what you learn on your journey, but I want to learn it as I go. But hey, if you reflect back to game changers from your past, that's cool too. I just want you to find your voice and help people from the struggle you have. Share your struggle story. And then we are going to be the ones who reach out and love hearing your success story because we know your struggle. One of the things that I've said, I get quoted on sometimes, is if you take away my struggle, you take away my growth. So thank you to my friends who supported me. Oh, here's another one related to why now. My friend Sherry and my friend Christina from NSA Las Vegas, and my friend Sherry, who's friends with Mark and Jana, she was listening to me talk about the script, and it was just a random conversation when I kind of got open and real and deep and why I was frustrated with myself. And I realized as she was listening, I could hear her inspiration. I remember this is what I miss about being on stage, is seeing that aha, that you're touching people, that you're inspiring people. And here it is, I worked on a script, but then I haven't followed through and got it in the hands of the people to bring it to reality. So, and then another one, Maureen, my friend Maureen, gave me this, I don't know what you call it, a plaque, I guess, that's up in my room, and it says, where God guides, God provides. When all of this craziness happened, I kind of put this to the side. I said, no, I'm in business survival. Well, that's not really being faith-filled if I believe that if I do what I'm supposed to do, that he'll kind of provide on the other end. So kind of pushing my own faith and seeing, do I really believe? So thank you, Maureen, Sherry, Marilyn, Mike Rayburn for starting this bubbling up that had been inside me my whole life and start giving it a path. So I know that's a lot. I know that's random, but it is what it is. So anyway, 77-day video challenge, just 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. Tell us about your journey, something you learned in your past, something you learned today, some struggle you're having. We thank you. Be faith-filled, Marilyn. Thank you. You rock. I love you. So there you go. 77-day Your Journey video challenge. Join me in this. 77 days to your own transformation. And here's the cool part. You're helping people along the way. The more real and the more authentic you are, the more people you're going to help and the more who are going to be on your team. When I was talking to, one more thing. When I was talking today to Christina at Mark Camp's house, what was really cool, and this is what reminded me of the Maureen Isaiah, I don't remember the exact passage number, but where God guides, God provides. When I was just talking about this, and Christina was getting inspired and like, really? And asking me questions, it filled me up. But here's a double cool thing. People will overhear your conversation. Random people that you don't know will hear your conversation. You don't know who they know. Well, 2 people gave me resources who were in the house. It was like 8 people there. David Parker and a new friend that I just learned knows a bunch of people in Hollywood. He just happened to hear me. I wasn't even having a conversation with them. So you never know who's listening. So please live that life worth watching and share your struggle. See you tomorrow.